When I first started meditating, I knew it would take consistency to see any real deep benefits from it. But I really struggled with this. I would find myself up with motivation and say, I'm going to meditate every single day. And I would meditate every single day for about 2 weeks before it started to slip. Work would become more important, going to the gym became more important, and before I knew it, I'd already lost the habit of meditating every single day. I'd get really annoyed with myself and say to myself, I need to be consistent with this. I'm going to start meditating every day again. And then the cycle repeated. For 2 whole years, this was my relationship with meditation, on for a few weeks and off for a few weeks, never being able to build any sort of real consistency. It took me 2 whole years to get to the point of consistently meditating every single day. And once I did, I got way more from meditation. Life became more joyful, I was less overwhelmed with stress, and it was like I was able to dive deeper into the depths of my mind and see what was underneath. If you're struggling to be consistent with meditation, this video is going to help you to finally build a consistent meditation practice and deepen it. I'm going to share 4 steps to build a daily meditation practice, and these are taken from the 4 laws of behavior change from the book Atomic Habits. If you nail all 4 of these steps, it's much more likely that you're going to stick with meditation and see some real deep benefits from it. I'm going to meditate every day. This was my initial intention when I started with meditation, but I didn't manage to follow through with it for more than a few weeks. The reason for that is because that intention wasn't specific enough. Instead, Atomic Habits says you're way more likely to follow through with an action if you use a specific implementation intention. This is where you state an intention in the form, I will do action at time in location. Instead of saying I'm going to meditate every day, you could say I'm going to meditate every morning in my bedroom. So you've got a time and a location. But even this could be made way more specific, so you're more likely to follow through. So instead of saying I'm going to meditate every morning in my bedroom, you could say I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes using Headspace at 8 a.m. on my bed. Can you see how that makes it much more specific? You know exactly what you're doing, when you're doing, and where you're doing it, which makes it much more likely that you're going to follow through with this. What will help is if you say implementation intention to yourself right now in this form. If you can't think of one, that might be a sign for you to find a specific time and location to meditate to make it easier for you to follow through. Step 1.2, to make it even easier to meditate, you can use habit stacking. And this is where you say, after doing current habit, I will do new habit. I meditate in the mornings, so the way I use habit stacking is by saying, after coming out of the shower and getting changed, I will do 30 minutes of mindfulness of breathing on my sofa. The current habit I use is coming out of the shower and getting changed. If you meditate in the evening, for example, you could use habit stacking by saying, after getting changed out of my work clothes, I will meditate for 5 minutes using Insight Timer on my bed. It's a question for you to answer right now. Is there a current habit you do every day that you could stack meditation on top of? This could be coming out of the shower, brushing your teeth, finishing work. If so, restate your implementation intention to match this. Step 2.1 to help you build a consistent meditation practice is to join a meditation group. When I went to university, I joined my university meditation society. And then I also joined my local Buddhist center for some meditation classes. This was really good because it meant I was guaranteed to meditate at least once a week with other people. So when I really didn't feel like meditating, when my motivation dipped, when I was finding it hard to keep up with it, being in a group is really what kept me going and sparked my motivation once again. So step 2.1, find a meditation group near you or online that you can join. 2.2, find a meditation buddy. This is such a good one. Every Monday morning, me and my friend Henry, we jump on a Zoom call to do some meditation together. There are loads of great things about this, but number one, firstly, it's just a great way for me and Henry to check in with each other and see each other every week. And number two, I find that by meditating together every week, we kind of boost each other's motivation to keep going and to deepen our practices. Step 2.2, if you have a friend who's interested in meditation, ask them if they'd like to do a Zoom call and meditate together. If you want some support from someone who's already built a solid meditation practice and can help you to keep accountable with building yours, then just drop me an email. I'll leave my email down below. and I'll be more than happy to help you out with yours. Step 3.1, start small and build up. The biggest mistake I made when I fell off meditation was trying to go straight from 0 minutes a day back to 20 minutes a day, and I failed over and over and over again. What actually allowed me to build up my practice was just starting with 5 minutes a day. I did 5 minutes a day for 2 weeks, and then I put it up to 6 minutes a day, and I just built it up minute by minute like this. You probably won't go straight from 0 minutes a day to 20 minutes a day consistently unless meditation is the number one priority in your life. And you don't need to go from 0 to 20 minutes right now, because meditation is a long game. If you think about it, you're going to be meditating for the rest of your life, so you've got plenty of time to build up how long you meditate for. Question for you to answer right now: what's the smallest amount of time you can meditate for every day to build up your practice? For the final law, make it satisfying, I'm going to share 3 steps. 4.1, find joy and pleasure in meditation. If you're trying to build the habit of working out, it's way easier to do so if you genuinely enjoy working out compared to if you don't. And it's the same with meditation. For me, honestly, I didn't feel much joy and pleasure in meditation for the first few years that I did it. And meditation felt like a bit of a chore for me. But I just did it anyway because I knew that this was good for me. It kind of like eating broccoli, but it's way easier to eat broccoli if you make it tasty and enjoyable to eat in the first place. It's only in the past year that I've really been able to find joy and pleasure in meditation. And what helped me with this was reading this book, The Mind Illuminated, which really focuses on this point. So if you're struggling to find joy and pleasure in meditation like I did, step 4.1 is to find a book or a teaching that emphasizes this, like The Mind Illuminated. Step 4.2, give yourself an immediate reward. So if you're not experiencing joy and pleasure to the point where you're really looking forward to meditating every single day, then I think you need to give yourself an immediate reward after meditating. A really easy way to do this is to use some sort of habit tracker. I meditated using the app Insight Timer because after you meditate, it shows you how many days you've meditated for. Some people might say this is a stupid thing to care about, but I think it really works because it gives you an instant reward after you meditate, which motivates you to keep going and keep up the habit. Instead of using an app, you could also use some sort of physical tracker. So here's like a wall chart that I used to use to build up my meditation practice. So at the top it says meditate for 25 plus minutes 5 times per week. And then I would just tick the box every day that I meditate. Again, it just motivates you to keep going. The last piece of advice from Atomic Habits, which I think is really important, is never miss twice. So it's quite inevitable you're probably going to slip up at some point. You're going to miss a day, you're going to forget to meditate, something else is going to get in the way. But when that happens, just do your best to just get back on it the next day. Day after you miss a day is the most important day, because whether you meditate that day or not determines whether meditation will become a habit for you or not. I want to finish this video by bringing it back to the reason why we're doing this in the first place. And I'll say that if you meditate consistently, you definitely will increase your capacity for joy, contentment, and peace. So what are you going to do about it? Remember that transformation only comes from taking action. And if you want some help with building your meditation practice, then drop me an email down below. Like I said before, I'll be more than happy to help you out with this for free. Thanks for watching, and don't take yourself too seriously.